Welcome to the North American Hunting Odyssey, where members experience and share the Odyssey we call the Hunt. This program has been created specifically for members of the North American Hunting Club.
Hi, I'm Bill Miller, editor of North American Hunter magazine and your host for the North American Hunting Odyssey. Today, we're taking you on a shopping spree at Ammo Craft Reloading and Shooting Supply, not far from North American Hunting Club headquarters. I love places like this. They've got everything that you need to get ready for hand loading and for hunting. You know, that's a lot like the Odyssey videotapes. They've got everything you need to enjoy your hunting more. The North American Hunting Odyssey video series was created especially for members just like you. It features all the challenges and excitement that we all share when we go hunting. Plus, it features tips from pros that you can use to improve your success in the field. But best of all, it includes video adventures from members all over the country. In fact, if you've got an adventure on videotape, we want to see it, so send it on into the club. It may end up in one of these tapes. But let's get started on today's Odyssey. Everything in Texas is big, including the population of huge trophy whitetails. We'll look into one successful deer management program, then take advantage of the opportunity to bag a great wall hanger. There's more to getting into bow hunting than picking a bow off the shelf and heading into the field. North American Hunting Club Senior Vice President Mark LaBarbera shows us why choosing the right retailer can make a big difference in your success. Then it's the newest feature of the Hunting Odyssey video series, You Call the Shot. If you think Alaska is a great place for big game hunting, try Africa on for size. They don't get much bigger than this. Then we'll check in with North American Hunter magazine senior editor Greg Gitcho for some member mail and advice on reducing wind drift when bow hunting. And wind or no wind, pheasants are one of the most challenging targets any bow hunter can ever hope to hit. Joe Soretta and Ron Nosker will show us how it's done. Then we're heading back down south for some late season wing shooting of a much more traditional sort. We'll take a quick look at muzzle loading, one of today's fastest growing types of hunting. And finally, it's my favorite part of the video, member shots. Hunting Odysseys captured on videotape by members just like you, including some great spring turkey hunting, black bear back east, and Canada geese that just won't stop coming into the decoys. But first, pack up your cactus-proof gear because we're headed to Texas for a great whitetail hunt. White-tailed deer. They aren't the largest of the North American big game species. They don't sport the biggest racks either. But if you were to ask 100 big game hunters in the United States what their favorite quarry is, white-tailed deer would be the reply from 95 of those 100 hunters, according to U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service statistics. And that doesn't surprise me in the least, because whitetails have a lot going for them. They're far and away the most prolific of our big game species, with the U.S. herd population now estimated around 15 million animals. That's up from a low of approximately 500,000 deer at the turn of the century. And as their numbers have increased, so has their range. White-tailed deer, of one subspecies or another, are now found in every one of the lower 48 states, which also means they're available to the greatest number of big game hunters. And when you mention the words big, game, and hunters all in the same sentence, there's only one place you can be talking about, and that's Texas, which is precisely where we're off to right now.
That's another thing I like about hunting Texas. Always variety. Get to see a lot of deer, turkeys, always a chance of seeing a great big old boar, maybe some javelinas, so it makes it fun. Bird life, we've got doves, we've got meadowlarks, we've got robins. Always something to watch. You know, we timed this hunt just perfectly. In fact, according to what Bill Whitfield told us, the rut started a little bit early this year. And this has been their biggest week of chasing does so far.
Few individuals know more about Texas whitetails than outfitter and guide Bill Whitfield, who, along with noted whitetail biologist Larry Weishen, manages hundreds of thousands of acres of prime Texas whitetail habitat. And just a few minutes spent chatting with him provided even more insight into why Texas is now regarded as the nation's premier trophy whitetail hunting destination. You had mentioned before that you shoot, on your trophy ranches, you shoot 8 points and better. Why is that?
Well, truthfully, I don't think anybody's satisfied with a forkhorn. Nobody comes to Texas and wants to shoot a little deer.
Right.
And I think if we let people shoot them, they would. They'd all go home and really be dissatisfied. That's what they can shoot in their home state. We want them to come to our ranches in Texas when they go home with something that they're proud of. And we run about 98% success on 8 points or better, so it's really not necessary. We try and get rid of the bucks really off of our ranch that don't qualify like that. And a management buck is something that I feel like, or Larry and I feel like, that is a mature buck that does not have potential. You know, a deer may be this size and in this age that only has a big 6-pointer or a 7-pointer, or he doesn't have eye guards, something like that. Something that he just doesn't have good genes, and we really
don't want him to pass those genes on.
We don't want him passing those genes off. It's like if you were a rancher, you don't want to have a little bull out there, you want to have a big bull. And that's the only way. If you do it that way, you end up with stuff like this. It really works. They turn into beautiful animals once you get rid of the bad ones in the group.
I'll tell you, these deer sure do make it tough on you. First few minutes of daylight, the last few minutes of daylight are when the big boys come out to play. Hitting it at the prime time of the rut like this too, wherever there's does, the bucks are likely to show up. A few small ones out there. Oh, here comes a little bigger buck. Yeah, he's a good one, he's a good one. Oh, he's a nice 8. Oh, he's got a kicker and a drop tine. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is the buck I want. Definitely.
All right. No question on that one. Oh, he looks like a good deer. Boy, you know, Bill Whitfield calls this his starter Texas deer hunt. Because this is, honestly, this is about as big a buck as you can expect to take. But I'll tell you, if you came down to Texas for the first time, took a deer like this, anybody should be thrilled to death. That is a gorgeous buck. Boy, he's nice. Look at that drop tine. I'll be generous to give him 3 inches, but those bucks are unusual. He's got a neat scoreable kicker, too. Doesn't help the overall score, but it sure adds some character to that rack. Oh boy, there was no question about that shot. He dropped where he was standing. I'll tell you, that 7 mag's plenty for whitetails, but down here in Texas, where your ranges can get out there a ways, it's nice to have that added insurance. Whenever you walk up on a deer, I have not failed to have it happen yet, where when you get up to them, they don't look quite as big as they did when you shot. But I'll tell you, the more I look at this guy, the prettier and prettier he's getting. I do love those drop tines. They're so rare. You just don't see them that often. Oh, here, Bill, we got the one we're after.
Oh, great deer. A drop tine.
Look at that.
Right. Man.
That is what a management program's all about, isn't it?
It is. That's why we feed them high pro and shoot lots of does. That's it exactly. That's a terrific bill. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Mark LaBarber with the North American Hunting Club, and I've got a tip for those members of the hunting club and others who are interested in getting into bow hunting. The first thing to do is check your local yellow pages. Look under sporting goods for the local archery dealer. That's where you're going to find the best service and the most knowledge. Things you can't get at the local discount house or through a catalog. Come on inside, I'll show you what I mean. Hey, Butch.
Hi, Mark. How you doing?
Good.
What can I do you out of today?
Time to get a new bow.
Well, I think I can probably help you. We've got a few to select from right here. What exactly are you looking for, Mark?
Looking for a hunting bow. And as far as brands go, the hunting club members had tested these Jennings and Bear brand with the Advantage pattern, then I don't have to tape the thing up.
Okay. Sounds like you're talking about their Speedstar line.
Okay.
And I believe I have some of those in the back room.
Good.
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Lefty. I shoot lefty.
I believe I might have one. Let me go check.
Okay.
Okay, Mark. I found one. Why don't you give this one a pull?
Okay.
See what you think. Should be the right length. We'll have to measure to make sure, but
Okay.
give her a pull back. Okay, you're in the 28 to 29 inch range, so we're going to be close on it. We might have to do a little bit of adjusting. And you're at 70-pound maximum draw weight, which we can adjust the weight. And I think I've probably got this one set at about 55 pounds. You pulled it back pretty easy.
Okay, good. So, and that's fine for deer and even for elk.
Right. What I would like, though, I'd like you to just leave it on the low end of the spectrum right now till you get used to pulling it back, and we can always take and crank the weight up afterwards. It's real easy. You've got your adjusting points right here, top and bottom. Shouldn't be anything to it. Okay, did you want to shoot an overdraw now, or what
No,
type of rest are we looking for?
I have an overdraw on my other bow. I think we'll just go with this and then like shoot through rest.
Okay, and if you use a shoot through, which is what you should be using if you're going to be using a release, you want to use a good quality one.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one laying here. This one here is totally adjustable, so when the veins are shot, they go through here without touching. Your fingers right here are totally adjustable.
Okay, let's put it on.
Okay. Okay, let's set the knocking points on, make sure we've got the bow all square. Being you're shooting a release and this is such a high-powered bow, I usually like to throw 2 knocking points on the top because it'll hold them a lot better. They tend to slip if you don't. Now what I do is I take a cushion knock, Mark, and I put a cushion knock in below. This is the knock that your actual release is going to rest against. Okay, now we'll take the arrow and we'll move our bottom knock, our cushion knock, right up into place. And we'll tighten that one down.
I see you allowed a little bit of extra tolerance there for when we draw back because it all of a sudden creates that acute angle.
Exactly. And that also, some of that is taken up with the cushion, but it will hold it tight. Remember, you've got the acute angle that you're talking about. A lot of times they pull back so tight that it makes such an angle back here that your arrow tends to flop off. With a rubber knock like this, a cushion knock, it'll keep it tight.
Oh, good. That's also one of the reasons I like to use the release because you don't get the finger pinch.
Right. So, now, I suppose we should sell you some sights.
Okay,
What do you think of that?
let's do it. Now, is it better to have it closer or farther out for accuracy?
Really what it's for, Mark, is to adjust for your eyes.
I used to shoot without a peep, but having the pins and the peep to me is so much more accurate, just like the rear sight on a rifle and the front sight.
Right, exactly. So what I guess what you're telling me is you'd like me to install a peep sight for you too while we're at it.
Yes.
Okay. Now we have to hook the bow press up and collapse the bow so we can get into the string. As you watch, you'll see the string collapses. You want to watch that you don't do it too far. I've done one in my lifetime. I've snapped the bow. And that means the store owner eats it. Okay, so now we're going to put your peep sight in. I've got to spread the string into 3 sections because this has got a 3-section pull on the sight.
Every time I've had a peep put in, it gives me a little shiver because I worry about the strength and the integrity of the string or the cable.
This really does not affect the string at all. The thing that most hunters fail to do is they fail to wax their strings, especially on your high-speed bow. That's what wears your string out, is when you're your arrow's releasing, all your fibers of your string are running against each other, and it frays them. If you keep them waxed properly, you won't have that problem.
Our friends at Easton showed us some super high-speed footage of what the bow and the string go through when the arrow is released. And there's so much vibration and so much activity, you wonder how all of this stuff stays together.
Okay, Mark, what we need then is to get you a release. I've got some right over here.
I like the kind, not the string type, but maybe with the ball bearings and with a firm positioning, you know, so that it's not dangling when you really need it, it's right where you want it.
Okay, I have both the ball bearing and the caliper. Ball bearing's a little bit tougher on the string in a lot of them, and with your high-speed bow, I'd probably recommend going more to the caliper. So let's give that a try. Why don't you put that on there?
Okay.
Okay, and I have a little apparatus here that will help you. We can hook this up here. Yeah, we're gonna put her back. There, now you can just take and pull that back, hook it into your anchor, and just releases it if you're shooting a bow.
I like that.
It's just got real smoothness to it. Okay. Now pull it back just a little more. Okay, I'm going to set you into about a 26.5, 26 3/4 inch arrow. One thing we do have to know before we can actually pick an arrow for you is what weight broadhead that you want to shoot. Are you going to shoot a 90 grain, 100 grain,
125?
Okay, so then we can look at this chart here by Easton, and you're shooting a 125 grain broadhead, and you're at the 26 3/4, so we use a 27-inch length. And we go back here, and now I know we've got that bow set at 55 like I told you before. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure you in the 55 to 59 pound range for now. We probably should put you into a 21-17 arrow.
Okay, let's do that.
And then you've got to decide whether you want feathers or veins. We talked earlier, you and I both like veins.
I like veins, and I like brightly colored veins so I can see where the arrow's hitting.
I totally agree with you. I like to follow my arrow into the animal. So yes, I believe in the brightly colored veins.
Okay. Well, I'll leave it to you to pick the colors of the veins and the knock.
Okay.
And then how long will it take before I can come back and pick up the bow if you add the whiskers and the string silencer and the quiver and the arrows?
Usually just a couple of days. I'll take down your phone number. I'll give you a call when it's all done.
Okay, we'll settle up then.
You bet. Thank you. Stop again. I appreciate it.
Nice seeing you, Butch.
Okay.
The North American Hunting Club presents You. Call the Shot.
You're hunting white-tailed deer with a bow. The rut is at its highest point. A group of does moves through the trees in the distance, about 60 yards away. Hot in pursuit is a beautiful buck who's obviously got just one thing on his mind. The buck passes through a clearing about 50 yards off. He's focused on the does in front of him, so the odds are he won't come any closer. You call the shot.
Even though this is a dandy buck, and he probably won't come any closer, at 50 yards, that's a long shot. I don't feel comfortable with that. I would pass.
I would go for the buck, mainly because he would not be coming any closer to me, and I probably wouldn't get another chance, so I would go for it.
This one's probably a little too far from me. I'd hold off on it. If nothing was getting the buck's attention and he was just moving right along, I'd let him go and hope for a better shot.
50 yards and on the move is not a high percentage shot. You better have great confidence in your skill with a bow if you take this shot. On this day, however, you choose to wait and your luck changes. Just moments later, the buck returns, pushed back to you by another hunter who is too quick to shoot. That big buck is going to look great on your wall. You're turkey hunting with a shotgun. This nice gobbler is just on the edge of your range and losing interest in your decoy. If you wait any longer, the gobbler may be down the road and out of sight. You call the shot.
This gobbler's at maximum range for my shotgun killing range, so I will probably pass on this shot. Hold off and hopefully maybe be able to lure him in with some soft purrs and have an opportunity at a better shot.
I would definitely let that one go. Hopefully if it's a good area during that day, later on I can hopefully call in another gobbler.
the Tom isn't going to stick around any longer. And that's what I'm there for, is to take him. Why wait? I'd go ahead and do it.
If you're going to shoot, shoot now. It's not often a turkey's fading interest will repeat. Some soft calling might help to bring him back, but more than likely, he's already made up his mind to move on. You've taken the plunge and spent the money and time on a wilderness caribou hunt in the Northwest Territories. And to further the excitement of the hunt, you've decided to take your trophy with a muzzleloader. After a few long days with no luck, you run across a great bull with a rack that would easily make the muzzleloader record books. The adrenaline starts to pump, and you raise your smoke pole to your shoulder. You call the shot.
Having put the time and expense into a hunt of this caliber, I would have done extensive testing and practice with my muzzle loader. I would have felt very confident in taking this shot and producing a clean kill.
There's no question in my mind, I'd go for it. I'd take the shot.
Okay, no question about this one. That's what I'm there for. I'd go ahead and level the muzzle loader and take a deep breath, calm down, and let it rip.
No one in the world would blame you for taking this one. It's the caribou trophy of a lifetime. But wait, what's this? Your trophy's big brother just followed him out from behind that hill. Now you've got to act fast. Let this one get away and you'll really hear about it. As editor of North American Hunter magazine and host of the NAHC Odyssey series, I've traveled to some great hunting destinations. And it's always been a lot of fun sharing those experiences with you. But there's one place I'm still dreaming of going to. A place where the game seems to grow bigger than anywhere else. And you have to shoot a cartridge to match if you want any chance of bringing that trophy home. The place I'm talking about, of course, is Africa. And when Ed Weatherby of Weatherby Firearms and Craig Boddington, outdoor writer and author, went to the Dark Continent, they were nice enough to take their video camera along and share the adventure with you.
Of all the adventures in the world, the African big game safari is still the hunting thrill of a lifetime. In South Central Africa lies Botswana, home to the sprawling Kalahari Desert and the lush Okavango Delta. Rich with diamonds and cattle, this country has some of the largest free-roaming herds of Cape buffalo found today. The Cape buffalo, the object of this hunt, is the largest of the trophy animals in Botswana, up to 1,800 pounds. And there's no mistaking that menacing stare from under thick spreading horns. For Craig, this ride to a safari camp is a familiar one, but this is Ed's first buffalo hunt.
Okay, Craig, I think you take the first shot.
Okay.
And just keep behind me in the tracker.
Okay.
And after that, we'll see if maybe we can get a second one. We'll see if we can come up and then you take the next one.
Okay. Well, I'll
Great.
stay right behind you close and just signal me when you want me out.
Okay, yeah. You know, I want you guys to get down. I'll just signal.
Okay.
Down.
All right.
This is a particularly wet year, with an unusual amount of water still in the pans or depressions in the forest. This means the buffalo don't have to return to the same water each evening, putting distance and unpredictability in the huge beast's favor.
Lines.
Yeah.
Bloody lion following them too. All right.
The buffalo have been through here all right, and with the pride of lions close on their trail.
Yeah, several lions.
Steve warns everyone to be on their toes. The herd is close by, and so are the lions. The herds moved into the tall grass just ahead. Steve sees one, and Craig agrees. A good bull has just moved into a clearing.
Yeah, last shot.
It's hard to see where he went down in the tall grass, but the trackers say he's down for sure. The hunters move in.
Make sure. Who's down?
Way to go, Craig.
Good opportunity. That's a bigger herd than I thought it was. Yeah, there's about 100 in there at least. Oh, at least, yeah. I think we should maybe give it a go and see if we can get another one out there.
At least we know where they are.
Yeah.
Might be a ways, but it's sure worth the try. Half the battle's finding them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, they're not terribly disturbed yet. No, I don't think so.
That's why I was hoping you only had to take the one shot.
I think they're more worried about those lions that were following them than us. Absolutely.
With the threat of hungry lions close by and the danger of the agitated herd, the party moves cautiously forward for their second kill. There they are, and Steve signals for everyone to stay low and move forward. The herd's seen them now. The adrenaline flows. They've got to move quickly before the bulls react. This is it. Ed'll get his chance to take the shot he's come round the world for. The bulls are stopped at the back of the herd. Ed steadies himself for his shot, but can barely see his target. The brush is too thick.
He's going behind me. There's another one there too.
He'll have to wait.
Got him.
How about the one looking at his broadside?
Looking straight at us now.
The bull is looking up.
Looking straight at us here.
Okay, I'm in the bush.
In the chest. Shoot about the bush. Right in the chest. Quickly. Quickly. Go. Good shot.
Good shot. Ed's bull is hit straight in the chest, but he's run from the spot where he was shot. The hunters wait a few moments to give the buffalo a chance to drop.
Go around this one. Someone won't get
This is the time. One mistake, one snap of a twig can bring this giant down on you like a runaway freight train.
ready to land.
Patience and caution is the word.
Let's jump to this stump so we can see.
Just move to the left.
The tracker sees him, on the ground and struggling to get to his feet. He's finished, but Steve tells Ed to give him another shot to put him away.
Well done. Yeah.
How big how do you think this spread is?
Oh, 37, 38, something like that. It's an old bull.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Yeah, very good.
Good and thick in the horn.
In recent years, African big game safaris have become more affordable than ever before. Packages can be tailored to fit just about any budget. Check out the current issue of North American Hunter magazine for booking agents that specialize in these kind of trips.
Hi, I'm Greg Gitcho, Senior Editor of North American Hunter magazine, and this week's mailbag letter comes from Keith DeFair of Bay City, Texas. Keith was on a recent mule deer hunt in West Texas and had a problem with a stiff crosswind blowing his arrow behind the deer on a 40-yard shot. He got another opportunity at 45 yards, but had the same problem. Keith's wondering if the switch from a 90-grain, 4-blade Muzzy broadhead to a mechanical broadhead would help ease this problem. Actually, Keith, the broadhead you're using is already pretty small. What you want to do to reduce the effects of crosswind is reduce the overall surface area of your arrow shaft. And the best way to do that is either by shortening it or by going to a smaller diameter shaft. This Easton aluminum shaft, the 2613, is one of the fattest shafts on the market, and you can see just by looking at it that it's going to catch a lot of crosswind compared to a thin carbon shaft like this one from AFC. You can see there's a big difference in diameter, but there's also a difference at the other end. The fletching on this carbon shaft is much smaller than the fletching on the aluminum shaft. Shortening your arrow from a full-length 32-inch arrow and using an overdraw will also help reduce the effects of crosswind. Also, reduce the distance as much as possible between you and that animal. 40 or 45 yards is a long shot for any bow hunter under any conditions, much less a really windy day. On those windy days, I'd try and get inside of 30 yards if at all possible, and if you get stuck out there at 40 or 45 yards, you might just have to wait for a better opportunity. And finally, get out and shoot as much as possible from as many different positions and under as many different conditions as you can. That'll make you a better bow hunter.
Pheasants are one of the most popular upland birds in North America, and for lots of good reasons. They're plentiful, they eat great, and they're a pretty decent shooting challenge. But when you take to the field after pheasants with a bow and arrow instead of a shotgun, well then pheasant hunting takes on a whole new meaning. For archers Joe Soretta and Ron Nosker, it's the definition of hunting excitement.
There goes. Oh, getting ready, get ready. All right! Yeah, Shimmer.
Hunting at a preserve like the Arizona Hunt Club means you can squeeze a lot of practice into one day. Joe and Ron's host for this outing is professional dog trainer and guide Bob Staten. As you can imagine, having a good team of pointers is crucial to this kind of hunting. And there are few better than Bob's English pointers, Pearl and Shimmer.
That baby's flying.
Boy, oh boy. That bird's a goner. I just shot right in front of that bird's chest. Yes! Yahoo!
Okay, go get it.
I kept waiting for the gunshot to go off.
Ooh,
I got a piece of it.
Feathers off her.
Yeah, did you hear the hit? It was a hit. I heard the slap. The slap.
I won't hit you. That last bird stayed so low, I mean, like it was over his head, it was kind of going away. I had to wait for it to get way out. And it's like, you know, it's like one of them shots, should I take it? And it's like he said, everything happens so fast.
Shimmer.
Experienced bow pheasant shooters will tell you that timing is everything. You've got to be ready when the flush comes, but more importantly, you've got to be able to exactly predict the erratic flight of the bird. Then release your arrow with nothing more than blue sky in your sights, leading your target both vertically and horizontally. Imagine trying to hit a flushing pheasant with a rifle. Now slow your bullet down by more than 90%.
We're shooting blunt. Oh. Okay, I just worried about him.
Oop. You guys want to risk shooting on the same side? Them birds have been going that way, but sure enough, if you get over there, the bird will go back to your left.
Okay, I'm ready.
Whoop. Whoop. Whoop.
Oh, man.
Whoop.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
All right. Oh.
Who did that shot?
I did.
Great
Ooh,
shot.
Going away, that was terrific.
Here we go. Whoop. Oh, good one. Good pearl. Here, come on. Hello,
If you're considering giving bow hunting for pheasants a try, talk to your local archery dealer about what kind of equipment to use. Blunt or judo points are standard equipment, and large flu-flu fletching will help slow your arrows down quickly, meaning no lost arrows and no litter in the farmer's fields.
Yes. Nice hit, Ron.
Pearl.
All right.
Right on.
Good grab. All right. Nice hit.
Great.
Boy, what a good hit. Did you hear it?
I'd like to thank Kent Henry, Arizona Hunt Club, for putting this on. Did a fantastic
Bow hunting for
job.
birds can be fast and furious compared to four-legged species. It's important to remember that bows can be even more dangerous at long range than shotguns, and safety should always come first. Thanks to the efforts of private and public organizations like Pheasants Forever and others, upland bird hunting in North America just keeps getting better and better. If you've got any interest in trying the sport, now's the time to do it. Waterfowl hunters have great reasons to be optimistic too. The numbers are just going up and up. In fact, if you talk to a federal game biologist, he or she is likely to tell you, when it comes to waterfowl futures, I've got good news and I've got great news. The good news in waterfowl hunting is that ducks have begun making a comeback. The great news is that North American goose populations are at an all-time high. In fact, last season, Texas set their limit on light geese, which are snows and blues, at 10 birds, plus 1 white-fronted goose and 1 Canada goose. That's an incredible daily limit of 12 birds for each man. Now don't head off to Texas expecting to take 10 snows and blues every time you go hunting. Though the numbers are there to support that kind of harvest, these birds are so wary, you've got to do everything right, even to take a few. Well, when I heard about the predictions for such an outstanding season, my first call was to the best goose outfitter in Texas, my long-standing friend Pat Johnson at the Wild Goose Hunting Club in El Campo, Texas. I've hunted with Pat more than half a dozen times, and even though we don't always take our limit of birds, we always have a great time. Traditional Texas goose hunting calls for large spreads of primarily rag decoys laid out in the rice fields. That's what everyone imagines Texas hunting to be like, but some things have changed. Texas goose hunting opens around Thanksgiving and runs on through January. Seasons in northern Canada open as early as September 1st, so that means the birds have been hunted for as many as 5 months by the time Texas hunters get a crack at them. And besides that, the birds have been hunted for generations in these same rice fields. That makes for birds who are mighty wary of typical setups. So successful outfitters try to throw some new tricks at them every year. Weather is a critical element of hunting geese in Texas, just like hunting any animal anywhere. Fog can be great for goose hunting, but it's got to be the right kind of fog. Though our hopes were lifted by the gray skies that greeted us, the morning didn't go quite like we expected.
One thing I hate about this ground fog like this, and birds get over it, and when they get over it, it kind of startles them when they break through. When they break through the fog and they see the decoys, they're not expecting to see it because they're not really hearing, 1 or 2 people calling. It's going to sound like a bunch of birds. Here we got the single coming in.
Right in front of us.
Go ahead and shoot him.
Good shot, Bill. Woo! Man, you nailed him. Good shot.
I love this 10.
They're coming in, right in front. little high still. Try to get him to circle one more time. Let's let these go. Let's wait until we get a better shot. I want them out in front of us. I hate to shoot behind us. Let's pick out a pretty one. Okay, right here, let's pick out a good one.
Good shot, Bill.
That's the way they're
And
supposed to
you've
come
never
in.
hunted geese before, right?
No, never. There's a gentleman's agreement among waterfowl hunters in Texas that you don't hunt ducks or geese past noon, even though it's legal to do so. This is to give the birds a chance to feed and rest and keep them in the area. There are virtually no refuges in this area, and all the hunting is done on private land. Too much all-day pressure would drive the birds away. Open afternoons afford time for a nap, and then some scouting to locate the fields you'll hunt in the morning. The next day of our hunt dawned clear and with a bit of a breeze. For the field Pat and I had chosen to hunt, that meant everything was right.
Be still. Be still. Let him circle. Let him circle. Don't look back over your shoulder. Let him go behind us. Okay. He's coming right over your right shoulder. Okay. Right about over us. Okay, right now, right over you. Take him, Bill, take him.
Got him.
Good shot. Good shot.
All right.
Woo, way to go.
Here, Sunshine.
Come on, Sunshine.
Come on. Come here. Sunshine, here. Well, Pat, one of the reasons that I love coming to El Campo is because of the variety of birds you get to shoot. Goose season's only open right now, but even just in this morning's bag, we've already taken a variety.
Yeah, you're right about that, Bill. We've got 3 main species of geese down here that we hunt, Canadas and speckled bellies, or white-fronted geese and snow geese. But among the snow geese and the Canada geese are several different subspecies. One of the ones that we shot this morning is a little Hutchison's goose. You can see it's a very small Canada goose, and it's got a shorter neck and a real short, bill right here. So that's kind of what distinguishes this bird.
What else have we got in the bag this morning?
Another one that we have is a snow goose. This is probably the mainstay of our goose hunting down here is the snow goose. There's more snow geese than any of the other geese that we have down here. This one right here is a white phase. There's a white phase and a blue phase of a snow goose, and only about 12 or 15% of the geese that we get down here are the blue phase of the snow geese.
Not very many limits, as wary as they are, though.
No, these birds are tough. These birds are tough to get. You can expect to get a couple of these a day per person.
We got specks over there, too?
Here's one right here, Bill. You can see why they got the nickname speckle belly. Look at all the dots and specks on his belly.
Now, that's a sign of a mature bird, right?
This is a sign of a mature bird. A first-year bird will just have a tan belly. He won't have all these dark bars. And the more dark bars that you have on the speckle belly's belly, the more of a trophy is considered.
Speaking of birds, I think I hear some more coming.
Yeah, let's get down. I think they're coming in from the north this time.
What is that, about 2 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, I tell you what, let's not take those on, the ones on the right, let's let them go. Let's let those 2 in behind them come in. They're a little bit lower. I think we'll have a better shot at them.
Yep, they're turning. Good.
Okay. Okay, they're a little lower this time. Okay, you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, they're just about there. Okay, right here, now, take them!
All right.
Good shot.
Woo! Let's go get them. Get out of here.
Mud time.
That's the kind of day you dream of in the Texas rice fields. And those birds, and friends like Pat Johnson, are what keep me dreaming of Texas snows all year long. Muzzle loading has achieved an elevated status in the hunting world. Modern muzzle loading rifles, refined black powders, high-tech bullets, and well-engineered accessories make the world of the smoke pole more alluring to greater numbers of hunters each season. If you're looking for a way to extend your hunting seasons each year, muzzle loading is a game you'll want to check out. Dozens of states have come online with special extended muzzleloader only seasons for a variety of big game animals. Because of the modern technology applied to this old-time sport, trying muzzleloader shooting and hunting is almost as easy as shooting cartridge rifles and shotguns. All you'll need is a high-quality rifle like the Knight MK85 or one of its variations, some appropriate black powder or Pyrodex, a powder measure, some of the right bullets, and perhaps sabots for your gun, some percussion caps, and a capper. The ramrod comes with your rifle. In selecting your first muzzleloader, I recommend a .50 caliber as the best all-around rifle. Loaded with the right powder and bullets, you can use that same gun for everything from coyotes to whitetails to bear and moose. You'll also find the greatest selection of bullets and sabots in .50 caliber. I also recommend that you look for a muzzleloader built of stainless steel. These firearms stand up best to the most rugged use and the corrosive hardships of black powder. For a whole new challenge, consider trying a muzzleloading shotgun for your turkey hunting. Tuned with screw-in chokes, the modern 12-gauge muzzleloader can put 85% or more of a 2-ounce load of 6s in a 30-inch circle at 30 yards. That's tight patterning just like you need to confidently take a big gobbler when he struts into range. Once you try it, you'll find there are actually some advantages to hunting with a modern muzzleloading shotgun. The most noticeable one is weight. These single-shot guns are pounds lighter than the autos and pumps most commonly seen in the turkey woods. And when you think about it, having one shot is no disadvantage for the turkey hunter, because that's all a crafty longbeard is going to give you anyway. So whether your interest is in hunting big game or turkeys, or just spending more time improving your shooting skills, consider trying a modern muzzleloader. I'm betting that once you do, it won't be long before our paths cross in the woods, and we'll both have modern smoke poles over our shoulders. Until then, take care and good hunting. Well, our time's almost up, but first it's member shouts. Hunting adventures captured on videotape by NAHC members across the country. First, let's join NAHC member Kevin Hunter. Kevin spends most of every spring dressed head to toe in camo, pursuing big Eastern Gobblers. In the preseason, Kevin shoots with his video camera, practicing his calling and getting a good feel for the areas he plans to hunt. Preseason spring turkey scouting also gives you a chance to see other game animals at times of the year when you might not otherwise notice they're there. And best of all, it gives you a great edge when opening day comes rolling around.
got some pretty nice spurs on him too. Nice tail. Focus in here.
Beard's a little bit chancy.
Kevin used an HS strut mouth call and feather flex decoy to bring his 20-pound plus trophy in close. Thanks for the tape, Kevin, and thanks to Kevin's friend Carl Douglas, who shot the tape of Kevin's hunt. NAHC member Tim McGrath was nice enough to do some videotaping for his friend member Paul Cooper on a recent black bear bow hunt on Slope Mountain in New Hampshire. The bear was slow coming into the bait, but finally committed. Paul kept his cool and his patience, then he made his shot count. The big black bear traveled all of 30 feet before dropping, further proof that a well-placed bow shot can be as quick a kill as just about any rifle shot. Finally, we'll sit in the blind with NAHC member Jeff Shipe and his friends for a great Canada goose hunt over decoys. Like our Texas trip from earlier in this Odyssey, Jeff's hunt started with a foggy, windless day. There was barely a goose to be gotten. But just a day later, when better weather rolled in, so did the honkers.
I'm the master goose guide, I'm the caller. I used a long tube for the far away. We're going to get in our camo and get ready to do some hunting. Stay down, stay down. You do one more look. Stay down. Keep your face all the way against the tree. Wait. Keep your head down. One's down. Wait for it. Don't move. Keep your head down. I can't call what I do, sir. He's walking around, you know. If he gets up behind, let him call me. Huh? There's three of them.
Hold on, hold on. Wait. Those other ones are coming around.
Don't move. If they look like they're going to... I'm taking a lead goose, Rick. You shoot the one in the middle.
Got him. Well, that makes a total of 3 today so far. Our limit's 3 apiece, so hopefully we'll get more. Ready? Take them right now.
Oh, look at that shot.
Let these 2 land. Let the other ones come in. Don't move, don't move. And here they come. Wait. Let me get you a look at it.
Here they come.
I'm watching it. They're locked. Hold it, hold it, hold it,
Let them
hold
down,
it.
let them all down, let them all
hold
down.
it. Take them. Take them now, boys.
Oh, nice catch. Got him.
Got him.
Yes.
Okay, go get them, boys. Go get them. Good shooting, guys. 4 hunters. 12 geese, 3-day limit. Got them all. Master Goose Caller Chef, John, Ricky, and Kevin. Yeah.
If you've got a hunting adventure on videotape, send it on in. We want to take a look at it. You might even see yourself on the next edition of the Hunting Odyssey. Maybe even at the end, like we are right now. For the North American Hunting Club, I'm Bill Miller. Take care and good hunting. I'll get this stuff paid for here.